40. And we promised you earlier on we'd tell you whether or not a mountain in Snowdonia was still a mountain. It's been measured very accurately. And the GPS technology, which costs thousands of pounds, is able to detect within centimetres whether a mountain is a mountain or indeed a hill. And Tal y Fan near Conwy is the latest to come under scrutiny. It's 2,001 feet high. That's according to the maps. Now, if it turns out that the map was wrong, Tal y Fan could well be relegated to the lowly status of a mere hill. It's not the first time this group of enthusiasts have changed the face of Welsh maps, as Chris Dearden found out.
Rucksacks, boots and maybe even sun cream. 3 men off for a walk in Snowdonia, but they've also got some more unusual equipment. A tripod and a satellite receiver, which looks a bit like a flying saucer. That's because they're not just planning to climb a mountain, they're going to measure it. Many of the mountains in Wales were measured using a plane in the 1950s and the 1960s. This one, Tal y Fan, is 2,001 feet high, according to the map, but it could be a bit more, or it could be a bit less. Graham Jackson is one of the mountain measuring team. He says 2,000 feet is an important threshold.
Yes, a lot of the English and Welsh hill lists have a criterion of 2,000 feet for mountain status. That's quite right.
So if this is less than the maps say it is, you could be relegating it.
If it's less than that, you'll probably retire to Switzerland or somewhere to get out of the way.
We've got the cover for the tripod. Tal y Fan isn't the first mountain that the 3 have measured. A few years ago they discovered that Mynydd Graig Goch near the Conwy Valley was higher than originally thought, and it was promoted to mountain status. Another of the group, John Barnard, says for them it's all just a hobby.
It was a natural extension to the hill walking we do. Lake District, Cumbria, yes, we've been everywhere, and we've probably surveyed something like 200 mountains now, hills, over the past 8 years. GPS.
The satellite equipment has to be on top of the mountain for a few hours to collect the data, and then there's a few more hours of computer work. The 3 men work closely with the Ordnance Survey. It checks their calculations, and it says it will change the map if Tal y Fan turns out to be higher or lower than first thought.
That's Chris Dearden reporting. So here we go then, Tal y Fan's big moment. We can speak to the 3rd member of that team, Marvin Phillips, who's in Snowdonia this morning. Good morning.
Hello there, good morning to you.
Good morning. Did it make it?
Well, sometimes we go up hills and they remain the same height as on the map. Other times they increase and sometimes they decrease. And Tal y Fan, it remains the same. The accurate height, we processed the data yesterday evening. It came out at 609.98 metres, so that's 38 centimetres over the imperial measurement of 2,000 foot. So it squeezes in by about 15 inches.
Well, which is what's on the map. So I suppose that's a big vote of confidence for the old way of doing things.
Yes, certainly. Through all the surveys that we conducted over many years now, it's only occasionally that we find a height that's on the map once we accurately survey it, that it's a little bit out from the map measurement. And I think that proves how accurate, how good an organisation, the Ordnance Survey, have. They've done an incredible job over many, many years with heightings of British mountains.
And we hear there from Chris when he was with you and your colleagues there. You've got all sorts of technology and trickery with you, haven't you, to get these measurements?
Well, we use a dual frequency survey grade GPS system, and the one we currently have is called a Leica GS15. And the basis of it is, it works in a very similar way to your standard sat-nav in a car, but this can squeeze out much more accurate measurements than a sat-nav could. But yes, we're very confident with the survey result at Tal y Fan that that's within a margin of uncertainty of around 2 centimetres. So very confident that Tal y Fan remains a 2,000 foot mountain.
Good. That is good, isn't it? I mean, why do you do this? I suspect it's as much about walking around in beautiful scenery and having a reason to go up these mountains as anything else.
Yes, when we were up there yesterday, it was a stunning day, beautiful weather, and where we are now with the BBC, we're in the Conwy Valley, and looking up at Tal y Fan now, another gorgeous morning. And Tal y Fan's positioned on the northern edge of the Caernarfon Ridge, one of the best mountain walks in the whole of Wales. And it's an extension of our love of hill walking, really. One aspect with surveying that you don't get on a normal hill walk is yesterday we gathered 2 hours of summit data, so you actually have time to remain in the same spot and view the landscape over that period of time. And of course, many times that you're up on the hills, it's not a beautiful day as it was yesterday. You have inclement weather, you can have rain, you can have clouds, so you can see the moods of the landscape change.
And a bit warm for it today? You're not going up mountains today, are you?
Well, we are, yes. We're going to survey another one today. It's the adjacent hill, Foel Lwyd, to Tal y Fan. It's on the same ridge, and there's 2 points that we're unsure of what is the actual highest point. So we're going to survey for summit position, but we're also going to survey for absolute height again today. But there's no sort of reclassification possibility with that hill today. But yes, we're still going out to the hills. The day's so good not to go up, I think.
You're relentless. Thank you very much. Thanks for speaking to us this morning. Have a good day. Martin Phillips with the news that Tal y Fan remains a mountain.
Good news for Tal y Fan then. 8:46.